Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. If today was your last day on earth, would you spend it angry, bitter, resentful? Or would you spend it loving, giving, forgiving, and lifting others up? See, the truth is, life is short. Not because it's a cliche, but because it's real. You and I are not promised tomorrow. We are barely promised the next hour. And yet, people walk around acting like they have forever to get things right. You don't have forever. You have now. So why waste it being anything less than kind? Kindness is not weakness. Kindness is not passivity. Kindness is power under control. It takes strength to be kind when you're angry. It takes strength to bless people who don't like you. But the reward for kindness is peace. And peace is a form of wealth most people are bankrupt in. Now here's the kicker. The way you treat others is a mirror of how you feel about yourself. You can't pour poison on people and expect to drink peace in your own life. It doesn't work like that. If there's bitterness in your heart, deal with it. Heal from it. Release it. Because carrying that around is like drinking acid and expecting someone else to die. When you show up in kindness, you open doors money can't buy. You build relationships that lead to influence. And influence is more valuable than income because influence creates income. Kindness in business builds loyalty. Kindness in leadership builds legacy. Kindness in marriage builds intimacy. Kindness in struggle builds character. Let me say this loud and clear. Success without kindness is failure in disguise. You can have all the houses, all the cars, all the commas in your bank account. But if you can't treat the janitor with the same respect you give the CEO, you're poor where it matters most. So don't wait to be kind. Don't wait for someone to deserve it. Don't wait until you feel like it. Be kind now. Because life is short, because people are hurting, because love is in short supply, and you've been given the power to give it freely. Let's stop acting like kindness is extra. Kindness is essential. It's not a bonus, it's a responsibility. And when you live like that, when you live with compassion, humility, and bold generosity, you don't just make other people's lives better, you make your life richer. So today, make the call, send the message, smile at the stranger, forgive the offense, speak the blessing, be kind, not because people are perfect, but because life is precious. Life is too short. Be kind to everyone. That life is short, and the truth is that we often take it for granted. We get caught up in the day-to-day grind, chasing after things that seem urgent, money, success, recognition, and forget about what truly matters, the people around us. We assume we have all the time in the world to make things right, to show love, to express kindness. But here's the reality. Tomorrow is not promised. We may have today, but we don't know if we'll have another opportunity to show someone kindness. Time is a resource that can't be replenished once it's gone. And the moment you choose to withhold kindness, it's a moment you'll never get back. In the hustle and bustle of life, we sometimes forget that every encounter, no matter how small, has the potential to impact a person's day, their week, or even their life. A smile, a compliment, a simple act of kindness, these things can have ripple effects that go beyond what we can see. But we often think, I'll be kind tomorrow, or I'll make up for this later. But what if tomorrow never comes? What if today is the only day you have to brighten someone's world? When we say life is short, we're not just talking about the years that pass or the months that slip by unnoticed. We're talking about the fleeting moments, the opportunities you have right now to show kindness to those around you. We often think we need to wait for a special occasion to show someone we care, but those little moments that we overlook, when we're in a hurry or distracted by our own lives, are where true kindness is needed most. It's not about waiting for the right time. It's about making the time to be present for others, to notice when someone needs a kind word, a listening ear, or a gesture of understanding. We can all get caught in the trap of being busy. We convince ourselves that we have too much to do, too many responsibilities, and that kindness will just have to wait. But the truth is, kindness isn't something extra. It's not a luxury or an afterthought. It's a fundamental part of our human experience. And the most amazing thing about kindness is that it doesn't require a lot of time or effort. It's in the little things, the text message to check in, the open door for someone carrying heavy bags, the thank you to a stranger who helped you. These simple acts can make a world of difference, not just in someone else's life, but in yours as well. Think about it. When someone is kind to you, how does it make you feel? It's not just a fleeting moment. Kindness sticks with you. It boosts your spirit, it builds trust, and it creates a connection that may last far longer than the act itself. Now imagine the impact you can have by offering that same kindness to others without waiting for the perfect moment. You don't have to wait for someone to deserve your kindness. You offer it because life is too short to hold back love, respect, and appreciation for others. We often think we'll have more time to right the wrongs or to show our gratitude or to make amends, but sometimes the right time never comes. We miss out on moments of connection, opportunities to lift someone up, simply because we were waiting for tomorrow. But tomorrow is a luxury we don't always have. That's why the time to be kind is always now. If we spend our days waiting for the perfect conditions, for the right moment, we might miss the most important opportunity of all, the opportunity to make a positive impact in someone's life in that very moment. Kindness is something that should be practiced now, not later. Every single day is an opportunity to show love and compassion to the people around us, whether they're family, friends, colleagues, or strangers. And the beauty of kindness is that you don't have to wait for someone to deserve it. You give it freely because you understand that life is too short to do anything else. Every act of kindness counts. Whether it's a small gesture or a big one, it makes a difference, and that difference ripples out in ways we might never even see. So don't wait for tomorrow to be kind. Start now because the time you have is precious, and the kindness you offer today could change someone's life forever. Kindness is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness, something that only those who lack power or authority would offer. But in truth, kindness is one of the strongest forms of personal strength you can demonstrate. It takes real strength to be kind when the world around you is harsh, when people are rude or disrespectful, when life throws challenges your way, and when it seems like the easiest thing to do is to retaliate or shut others out. It takes a powerful person to choose to be kind in the face of adversity, to stay grounded and rooted in compassion when the world may be pushing them to respond with anger or bitterness. When we think of strength, we often imagine power in the form of physical might or authority in the form of control. But real strength goes much deeper than that. The strength of character is what separates those who lead with integrity from those who simply lead with force. The ability to respond with kindness rather than react with negativity speaks volumes about the strength of your heart and mind. It shows that you are in control of your emotions, that you are not at the mercy of your circumstances, but that you choose to rise above them. It's easy to be kind when everything is going well, but real strength shows up when things are tough. It's when you're exhausted, frustrated, or hurt that the decision to be kind is the most powerful. Think about how much easier it is to be kind to someone who is kind to you. It doesn't take much effort when someone is treating you well. But true strength is displayed when you choose kindness in response to someone who isn't treating you well. When someone insults you, belittles you, or treats you with disrespect, how you respond defines your character. Will you mirror their negativity, or will you rise above and offer them kindness even when you don't feel like it? That's where true strength lies. In a world that constantly rewards aggression, competition, and self-interest, choosing kindness can seem like a radical act. But it's the kind of radical act that changes everything. Kindness is powerful because it breaks cycles of negativity and opens doors for connection. It disarms hostility and builds bridges where there was once division. And you don't need to wield power or influence to demonstrate this kind of strength. Kindness is available to everyone, regardless of their status, wealth, or position in life. It's a tool you can use every day, in every interaction, to make the world a little bit better. When you choose to be kind, you are choosing to step into your power. Not the kind of power that dominates others, but the power that empowers both yourself and those around you. Kindness makes you a beacon of light in a world that can sometimes feel dark. It enables you to build relationships based on trust, respect, and empathy. In business, in friendships, in family dynamics, kindness creates a foundation of goodwill that leads to long-term success. The strongest relationships are not built on fear, manipulation, or control, but on kindness and understanding. Furthermore, kindness requires vulnerability. It takes a strong person to be vulnerable enough to show kindness in a world that sometimes feels cold and indifferent. But it's precisely this vulnerability that allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. Being kind when the world is unkind requires a willingness to be open, to allow yourself to feel compassion for others, even when they may not deserve it in your eyes. This doesn't mean being a doormat or allowing others to walk all over you. Kindness, at its core, is a choice. It's a choice to rise above the pettiness and negativity that can surround us and instead offer love and grace. True strength isn't about winning or being right. It's about being the bigger person when everything inside you tells you to fight back. It's about finding the courage to be kind when others expect you to be harsh. It's about having the mental, emotional, and spiritual strength to act with compassion and humility, even when the world may not reward you for doing so. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult situation when someone is rude, disrespectful, or simply not kind, remember, kindness is strength. The decision to respond with compassion instead of anger is a reflection of your inner power. It's the mark of someone who understands that the greatest power we have is not the ability to control others, but the ability to control ourselves and choose love in every moment. Kindness is not a weakness. It is a deliberate, conscious choice to show up with strength, even when it's hard. The way you treat others is often a reflection of how you feel about yourself. It's a mirror. What you put out into the world comes from what's inside you. If you're bitter, frustrated, or hurt inside, that bitterness tends to leak out, affecting how you treat the people around you. Likewise, when you are at peace with yourself, when you've taken the time to heal and grow, your kindness flows naturally toward others. How you treat people isn't just a random occurrence. It's a direct result of the state of your heart and mind. When we hold on to grudges or harbor resentment, we start to build walls. We hold ourselves hostage to those emotions, believing that by holding on to anger, we're somehow protecting ourselves or taking control of the situation. But the truth is that anger isn't hurting the person who wronged you. It's hurting you. It poisons your mind, your heart, and your spirit, and it prevents you from living fully in the present moment. As you cling to those negative emotions, they consume you, and eventually they will start to show in your interactions with others. You'll snap at someone when they ask a simple question. You'll withdraw from relationships because of your insecurities, and you'll push away opportunities for connection because you're still holding on to past wounds. Healing is essential. Until we choose to forgive and let go, we'll carry that baggage with us everywhere we go. Healing doesn't mean forgetting, and it doesn't mean condoning the wrongs that have been done to us. But it does mean releasing the hold that those experiences have over us, choosing to not let them define how we show up in the world. When you heal from past hurts, you free yourself to be kind, to give freely, and to show up as your best self. Your kindness becomes a reflection of your inner peace. And it's this kind of kindness that is truly transformative. When you're at peace with yourself, you begin to see the world differently. You start to understand that everyone is fighting their own battles. Everyone has been hurt, let down, or misunderstood. And when you approach life with that mindset, kindness becomes automatic. You stop expecting people to be perfect because you know you're not perfect either. You begin to offer grace, not just to others, but to yourself as well. You forgive quickly. You empathize easily, and you help without hesitation. You understand that kindness isn't about judging others based on their actions. It's about offering compassion because you know what it's like to struggle, to fail, to need understanding. But this isn't just about kindness in the big moments. It's also about the small everyday interactions that are often overlooked. The way you respond when someone cuts you off in traffic, the tone you use when talking to a cashier, the way you treat someone who can't offer you anything in return. These are the moments where the state of your heart shows most clearly. It's easy to be kind to those who are kind to you, but it takes real self-awareness to remain kind when things aren't going your way. If you're having a rough day or feeling stressed out, it's even more important to check yourself before you lash out. Your mood or frustration doesn't have to define your actions. You can still choose to be kind, even when it feels like the last thing you want to do. This is where the power of self-love comes into play. When you take the time to appreciate yourself, to recognize your own worth, you don't need to seek validation from others. You don't feel threatened when someone disagrees with you or treats you poorly. You understand that their behavior is more about them than it is about you. When you love and respect yourself, you have more capacity to love and respect others. You don't need to react to every slight or every negative interaction. Instead, you can respond with grace and understanding, knowing that your peace and well-being don't depend on how others treat you. Ultimately, the way you treat others is an expression of how you value yourself. If you don't extend kindness to yourself, if you don't forgive yourself for your mistakes and imperfections, it becomes difficult to show that same kindness to others. But when you work through your own struggles and come to a place of acceptance and love for yourself, it becomes second nature to extend that same compassion to the world around you. You begin to see others through the lens of empathy, and you recognize that everyone is doing their best with what they have. And in doing so, your kindness becomes a reflection of the love and peace you've cultivated within yourself. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real. And in that authenticity, kindness flows naturally. Kindness is one of the most powerful forces in the world, and it has the ability to create wealth in ways that money simply cannot. When we talk about wealth, we often think of it purely in financial terms, about dollars, investments, and material possessions. But real wealth is not just about what's in your bank account. It's about the richness of your relationships, the strength of your reputation, the trust you've built, and the positive influence you have on those around you. Kindness creates these things, and in doing so, it builds a form of wealth that lasts far longer than anything money can buy. Think about the most successful people in your life, or the people you admire. Chances are they built their success not just through intelligence or hard work, but through their ability to connect with others. Successful business leaders, entrepreneurs, and even public figures, those who have true long-lasting success, are often those who understand the importance of kindness in building relationships. Relationships are the foundation of business, personal growth, and community. Without strong, trusting relationships, even the most talented person can find it difficult to succeed. Kindness helps establish these relationships and nurtures them over time. When you are kind to others, you build trust. Trust is the currency of any relationship. It's the invisible thread that binds people together in a way that makes them want to work with you, support you, and help you achieve your goals. In business, trust allows you to create a loyal customer base. When clients or customers trust you, they return to you time and time again, and they recommend you to others. This creates a cycle of growth and opportunity, not just for you, but for everyone involved. A person who is known for being kind is someone others want to do business with, someone people feel comfortable turning to for help, and someone whose reputation precedes them in the best way possible. Kindness also builds loyalty. When people see that you care about their well-being, when they feel that you are genuinely invested in their success and happiness, they are far more likely to stick with you through thick and thin. Loyalty is not something that can be bought, it must be earned. And kindness is one of the most effective ways to earn it. Whether it's a loyal customer who returns to your store or a friend who supports you in times of need, loyalty is a direct result of the kindness and care you have shown over time. This kind of loyalty is invaluable because it doesn't just help you in the short term. It creates a foundation that will sustain you through the ups and downs of life. When you lead with kindness, you also create an environment where others are empowered to be kind as well. Kindness is contagious. When someone is kind to you, it inspires you to be kind in return. This cycle of kindness spreads, creating an atmosphere where people feel valued, respected, and appreciated. In the workplace, for example, when a leader shows kindness to their team, it creates a culture of collaboration and mutual respect. People work harder, they are more engaged, and they are more willing to go the extra mile because they feel valued. In families and communities, kindness fosters a sense of unity and support, making it easier for people to work together toward common goals. Moreover, kindness enhances your personal influence. Influence is a powerful form of wealth because it allows you to make an impact. When you are known for your kindness, people listen to you, they seek your advice, and they follow your lead. Influence doesn't come from a position of power or authority. It comes from the respect and trust others have in you. When you lead with kindness, you earn that respect, and it opens doors that would otherwise remain closed. Whether in business or personal relationships, your ability to positively influence others is one of the most valuable assets you can have. The kind of wealth kindness creates is also resilient. Material wealth can come and go. The stock market fluctuates, businesses fail, and fortunes can disappear overnight. But the wealth you create through kindness, the trust, loyalty, and influence you build remains with you. It's not dependent on external factors, and it doesn't fade away when challenges arise. When you face hardships, the relationships you've built with kindness will help you weather the storm. People are much more likely to support you during tough times if they've seen you treat them with respect, understanding, and compassion when things were going well. Kindness, then, is an investment in your future, an investment in relationships that will sustain you through life's challenges and successes. It's a form of wealth that grows over time, paying dividends in ways that money never could. It's not about how much you have, but about how much you give, how much you connect with others, and how much you lift them up. Kindness creates a lasting legacy, one that isn't measured in dollars and cents, but in the positive impact you have on the world. The true wealth that kindness builds is immeasurable, and it is a wealth that lasts far beyond any financial success. Success without kindness is incomplete. It's often easy to focus on the tangible measures of success, wealth, status, and achievements. These are the things that are celebrated in society, the things that often define how we view ourselves and others. However, the truth is that none of these external successes matter if they are achieved without kindness. The accomplishments we accumulate in life may be impressive, but without the foundation of kindness, they can feel hollow, leaving us unsatisfied and disconnected from the very people who helped us reach those heights. Kindness is what breathes life into success. It's the glue that holds relationships together, both personal and professional. Without kindness, you may rise to the top, but you'll find that you're standing there alone with no one to share in your achievements or support you during challenging times. Relationships are at the heart of success, whether in business, friendships, family, or communities. It's through these connections that we find joy, fulfillment, and purpose. And these connections are built and maintained through kindness. In the business world, for example, success is not just about closing deals or increasing profits. It's about building trust with clients, colleagues, and partners. If you succeed at the expense of others, if you use manipulation or deceit to get ahead, your success will be short-lived. People can sense when they are being treated with respect and empathy, and they will choose to work with you again and again. On the other hand, if your approach to success is driven by selfishness and greed, you may win battles but lose the war. People remember how you made them feel, and if kindness is absent from your interactions, those relationships will eventually crumble. The most successful people are often the ones who treat others with dignity and respect, who lead with empathy, and who create an environment where collaboration and mutual support thrive. Even in our personal lives, success without kindness leads to loneliness. If you are constantly focused on achieving your goals at the cost of the people around you, you may achieve a great deal, but you will likely find yourself isolated. Real success is about having a network of people who love and support you, who share in your joys and comfort you during your struggles. But these relationships are not built through selfishness or disregard for others. They are nurtured through kindness, through thoughtful actions, words of encouragement, and a willingness to show up for the people in your life. Without kindness, you miss out on the deeper, more meaningful connections that make life worth living. Moreover, kindness creates a ripple effect that enhances your overall success. When you are kind, others are more likely to be kind in return, which leads to an atmosphere of positivity and cooperation. This is especially important in leadership roles where the tone you set as a leader impacts the entire team. If you lead with kindness, you inspire others to do the same, creating a work environment where people are motivated to give their best. They feel valued, seen, and respected, and in turn, they work harder, collaborate more effectively, and are more loyal to your vision. A team built on kindness is more resilient, more innovative, and more likely to succeed in the long term. Kindness also plays a crucial role in personal growth. Success in life is not just about achieving external markers, it's about evolving as a person. Kindness challenges us to step outside ourselves and consider the needs and experiences of others. It teaches us patience, humility, and empathy, qualities that are essential for personal growth. When we approach the world with kindness, we learn to be more understanding and open-minded. We develop the ability to listen, to give without expecting anything in return, and to be forgiving when we are wronged. These qualities not only make us better people, but they also help us navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and grace. Ultimately, success without kindness is hollow because it lacks the human connection and fulfillment that make life meaningful. Meaningful. It's easy to measure success by numbers or external achievements, but true success is about how you treat others and how you are treated in return. The impact you have on others, whether through a small act of kindness or a lifetime of service, will define your legacy far more than any monetary or professional achievement. Success without kindness is a shallow victory, a fleeting accomplishment that leaves you empty. But success rooted in kindness brings lasting fulfillment, deeper relationships, and a sense of purpose that transcends material wealth. True measure of success is not what you gain, but what you give and how you make others feel along the way. Time is the most precious resource we have, and when we recognize that, it becomes clear that being kind to others is a powerful use of that time. We often treat time as something that can be measured in hours and minutes, as if it's something to be used only for tasks, work, or productivity. But the truth is, time is also about the connections we make, the memories we create, and the moments we share with others. Every moment spent being kind to someone is a moment invested in building something meaningful, something that extends beyond the temporary pressures of life. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of daily life. The emails that need to be answered, the deadlines that are looming, the never-ending to-do lists. We often prioritize tasks over people, believing that the more we accomplish, the more we'll have to show for our time. But the problem with this mindset is that it fails to account for the fact that life is not just about checking off tasks. It's about the relationships we build, the way we impact others, and the way we allow ourselves to be impacted by them. The kindness we extend to others in those small moments, the smile to a stranger, the encouragement to a colleague, the kind words to a friend, are the moments that truly make life rich. These are the moments that matter, and they cost us very little in terms of time, yet they have an immeasurable impact. The beauty of kindness is that it doesn't take a lot of time to make a big difference. You don't need to dedicate hours to volunteer work or plan elaborate gestures. Often, the smallest acts of kindness have the most profound effects. It might be a brief conversation with someone who is feeling isolated, offering a word of encouragement to someone who's struggling, or simply taking the time to listen when someone needs to talk. These acts don't demand much of your time, but they can have a lasting effect on the person receiving your kindness. In fact, sometimes those small moments of kindness are more valuable than grand gestures because they show people that you see them, that you recognize their humanity, and that you care. When we give time to others in the form of kindness, we are investing in their well-being, and in turn, we enrich our own lives. Kindness fosters a sense of connection and belonging, and these are the things that make life truly meaningful. Human connection is not something that can be bought or rushed. It's something that develops over time through the shared experiences of kindness, understanding, and empathy. The time we invest in being kind to others is never wasted. It builds relationships, creates trust, and forms bonds that can withstand the test of time. When we are kind, we not only make someone else's day better, but we also enrich our own lives by becoming part of a larger, more compassionate community. One of the greatest gifts of kindness is the way it reflects back on us. When we are kind to others, we often find that we are kinder to ourselves as well. The act of giving, whether it's time, compassion, or understanding, opens our hearts and minds in ways that transform our own perspective. It helps us see the world through a more compassionate lens, and it reminds us of the importance of treating ourselves with the same care we show others. The kindness we extend to the world around us often teaches us to be gentler with ourselves, to let go of our self-criticisms, and to embrace the imperfections that make us human. In a world where it's so easy to get distracted by the demands of daily life, kindness serves as a reminder of what truly matters. It helps us reconnect with what's important, our relationships, our communities, and the sense of purpose that comes from making a positive impact on the lives of others. Time is fleeting, and while we can never get it back, we have the power to use it wisely. Every moment spent being kind is a moment well spent because it contributes to something far greater than personal achievement or material success. It contributes to the creation of a better, more compassionate world where people are valued, where kindness is celebrated, and where we all benefit from the connections we make along the way. In a world that often feels rushed and disconnected, kindness offers us a way to slow down, to really see others, and to make the most of the precious time we have. By investing in kindness, enrich our lives in ways that transcend the ordinary, creating a legacy that lasts far longer than the fleeting moments of time itself.